Welcome back to Maximizing with Lucy Hernandez. I'm excited that you are back, and my goal today is to share with you some of the traits of a successful entrepreneur and also the importance of having personal and business goals when you start the year. Also, today is actually the launch of our Business Spotlight of the Week, and we get to share an entrepreneur's story that hopefully will ignite you as a new business owner. Now, my goal is to be able to build blocks. So I think very strategically about how to really leverage and build my business. And I really want to share that with you because it's important that sometimes we are so eager and passionate to start a business, but sometimes we're not taking the proper steps. What we know in the business sector is that when you make a mistake, that is revenue that you're losing. It is lessons learned. It's also sometimes opportunities for us to grow. However, my goal is to be able to give you tips, advice, and strategies that you can utilize and really put them into practice as tools that you can utilize to build your company or business. Today, I would like to focus on how to start planning to start your business by setting your personal and your business goals. Let me share with you that I actually start my year with a vision board. I actually have a vision board that is a combination of my personal and my business goals. I actually create a vision board that has both elements in it because they're interconnected. If I'm successful in my business, then I'm successful in my personal life. The more money I make, the more opportunities I have to accomplish the travel goals that I have for this year. So having common personal goals are critical. What is it you would like to have, or what is it that you would like to achieve? For instance, use your creativity or your talent to come up with opportunities to utilize them in the business. Maybe you want to move to a bigger home. Maybe you want to put money aside for your children's education. Maybe you want to spend more time with your family. Or maybe you just want to be part of a solution in your community. Whatever your personal goal is, it's important that you also tie that in as a result of your business success. So some common business goals that I'll share with you here was to grow my business by 10 to 15%. The goal is to grow my business every year 10 to 15%. And having an opportunity to display that in my vision board allowed me to just be focused and pay attention that everything I do on every single day, every night that I work in my business is to achieve that goal. Also, my goal was to grow in other areas that I typically did not serve and to be able to expand my team. My goal was to hire 2 additional employees this year and to be able to grow with this team by utilizing their strengths in areas that we could actually diversify our type of services that we offer in my consulting firm. It was important for me also to ensure that my practices and my business were green and that I looked at how we can be part of the solution by reducing our carbon footprint. Also, it's important that I looked at how my business served my clients in areas that my clients were struggling in. And my goal was to really look at how to separate myself from the competition by developing innovative programs, services, and solutions for my clients. Those were my personal goals, those were my business goals, and they were interconnected because if I was successful by reaching that 15% increase in my business, it meant that there was additional disposable income in my home, and that allowed me to be able to spend more time with my family and do fun things. Another thing is if I hired new staff, that meant that I was able to help my community by creating jobs, and that allowed for additional revenue to be spent in the local market. Those 2 elements are interconnected in my life. And so it's important for you to take a moment and get creative and put together a vision board if you don't have one. It's never too late. You start the date that you want to start. So if you watched my last video, I talked about building a framework when you start your business. And the first component of building a framework is to take a pause and reflect if you are ready. if you are ready, it's important that you prepare yourself. And I talk about self-care. If you didn't get a chance, please check out my first video. It really allows you to start thinking about what are you doing to balance yourself through mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional components that are really important to be in balance. If you are strong, you will build a framework, a foundation to be able to have a strong business model. So today's video is about what does it take to have the courage to actually start your business. So when we start a business, it's important that we also take an inventory of our own strengths and talents. And so I want to share with you this list, which is not inclusive of all the aspects that an entrepreneur should possess. However, I wanted to highlight a couple of these because it's important for you to be able to assess where you are in these areas and just to think about these specific traits a little bit more critically. So one of the main things I talk about was obviously the importance of having passion of what you want to do, what you want to sell, what kind of service you want to provide. But some of the elements that I think were really important for me in my journey was important to have a space of creativity, a place where I can innovate and be able to develop a service that I felt was critical or was missing for my clients. As I said earlier, it's important that we understand competition and understand what services are being offered or not in the market to that client population. So for me, it was creativity, and this was a main factor for me to help be able to develop a business idea or plan to serve my clients. The willingness to work was really important for me. I was willing to put in the hours, the days, many sleepless nights, but they were eventually going to pay off because I was determined to succeed. Ensuring that you have confidence in yourself. I knew that my journey was different and that not many people understood why I decided to pursue a business venture versus sticking to a safe and comfortable 8-to-5 job. Having the ability to motivate myself and to be able to keep myself determined aligned me to be able to continue moving forward even during those challenging days and times. Being able to be self-confident allows any business owner to endure these obstacles and challenges that we face in this new venture. It's important for us to also know as business owners that risk-taking is part of our life now, and it's important to be able to assess what we're going to invest in our time will give us a good return. I'll share with you, when I started my business, I was missing out in social life, in family gatherings, in many of these parties that were put together by close friends and relatives, and I missed out because I had deadlines or I had proposals that I had to submit to clients or quotes, and having to balance between family and social life and my business. I knew it was hard for me as I started to feel that isolation, but I realized soon enough that if I could put the time in now, in the long run, I would have plenty of time to be able to catch up with my social life, which is actually the case today. It's important that we also understand that your clients are looking for an entrepreneur that is fair. Fairness is important. It's important that your clients know that you are delivering key services and that you are going to follow through with the service that they're purchasing. It's important that they also know that you are charging a price that is actually in alignment with the cost that we typically get at this price. It's important that they believe in you and your reputation. So your hard work does pay off because the more you share, the more you do, that means that people's credibility is also increasing because they get to hear from your former clients, they get to hear from individuals that actually have received your services or products, and they actually will share and refer and recommend your business or your company to others. So it's important that you pay attention to the quality of work that you are producing, the quality of the product that you're selling to ensure that clients are willing to take a risk with you. In closing, These traits are, just as I said, a list of some of the traits that we typically have as entrepreneurs. However, it's also a tool that will help you prepare yourself and be ready to take that next step in starting your business. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you found this information useful, and I look forward to you being part of our community.